All right, guys, it's math time, and you did a great job yesterday. Looking at that word problem, trying to make your equation, drawing a picture with a circle, a counter, not an actual art picture. So today we're going to do some more math talk. So as you guys are getting your whiteboard, your sock, and your whiteboard ready, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to share our screen. Sorry guys, it wasn't open super big yet for you, but it is coming. So as we are waiting for it to pull up, I would like you guys just to use your fingers and raise your hand and let me know what 5 plus 0 makes. Go ahead. Great job. It makes 5 because we talked a lot about that number 0 yesterday. When I add nothing to my number, which is 0, my number stays the same. So I'm going to give you another one. It's going to be a bigger number. I think you can handle it though. If I have 20 and I don't take anything away, 20 minus 0, what is my answer? Go ahead, friends, raise your hand. Okay, great job. You should have said 20 because if we have 20 and we don't take anything away from it, our answer is still 20. All right, so what they want us to do as we're still slowly getting this up is they want us to look at this domino. And what do we notice about the domino? So go ahead and raise your hand and tell me what you notice about that domino. Yes, that there are 2 dots in the first blank and 4 dots in the second blank. Perfect. Do you notice anything else about this domino? Okay, yes, maybe you notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots total. Good. So what they want you to talk about right here is there are 2 dots and 4 dots. And this is just, we don't need to write anything on our whiteboard. We just need to turn our noggin all the way on. If I turned my domino around and I have the 4 dots first and the 2 dots last, will my answer change? Go ahead, talk about that. You guys can pause me. Okay, great. Hopefully you guys said, if I just turn that domino around, my answer stays the same. 4 plus 2 is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I put it the right way, the original domino, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The answer stayed the same because my numbers stayed the same. The 2 stayed the same. The 4 stayed the same. The 4 stayed the same. The 2 stayed the same. All I did was put them in a different order. Great job, guys. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at this number card. Okay, look at the number cards and determine the number you see. So I want you guys to write down this equation. So how many dots are in the first one? Go ahead and write that number down. Plus, how many dots are in the second one? Go ahead and write that number down and then tell me what it makes. Now keep those equations up because we're going to do something with them. So do not erase them. Okay, so go ahead and just write those equations and you guys can pause me. Okay, hopefully you guys said, oh, there's no dots here. So that means it's the number 0 plus 5. And we know 0 plus 5, we didn't add anything to it. So it stayed the same. So it's still 5. Now, I want to see who can take that equation, 0 plus 5, and put it in a different order. Go ahead, friends. You got this. Use those noggins. All right, perfect. Hopefully this time instead of saying 0 plus 5, you just put it in a different order. And you said 5 plus 0 makes 5 because my number stayed the same. All right, so what did we notice? There was none in the first box. There was 5 in the second, Does the order matter? Didn't matter because our numbers stayed the same. All right, so let's take a look at this one now. Go ahead and wipe your whiteboards down. I want you to, hold on, keep them down, keep those markers down. Don't pick them up yet, just listen. All right, we have this domino here. You're gonna write that number down. Then you're gonna write down how many dominoes are in the second. And then you're gonna add them. And then you're gonna put this equation in a different order. So you're gonna have two equations written down, but all with the same numbers. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, so I'm gonna say it one more time. You're gonna write down this addition equation, then you're going to reverse it and put it in a different order. Go ahead, friends, get to work. All right, so hopefully you guys said 1 plus 6 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you reversed it, and this time you said 6 plus 1 equals 7. Same numbers, just in a different order, okay? All right, let's try. Go ahead, wipe your boards down, and go ahead and try this domino. You're going to write down what you see in the first box, what you see in the second box, add them together, and then you're going to reverse them and put them in a different order. You got this, friends. Go ahead. All right, great. Hopefully you guys said 2 dots plus 1, 2, 3, 4 dots made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You said 2 plus 4 makes 6. And then you put them in a different order, and you said 4 plus 2 makes 6. All right, so engage. Okay, so go ahead and wipe those boards down. You don't need to touch your markers. You don't need to touch anything. You're sitting in that learning position and using that noggin and thinking math talk. Okay, so what did you notice about this picture? Go ahead and pause me. Okay, so this one was a little bit harder because we couldn't count every single red M&M, could we? And we couldn't count every single green M&M. And normally when we talk about our math talk, we're talking about numbers. So I could have said half of the M&Ms are red, half of the M&Ms are green, because there's only 2 colors to choose from. Okay, so we could have said those words in here. What do you wonder? What kind of question could you think about these M&Ms? So go ahead, pause me, think about the math talk. Okay, so you could have been wondering, are there more red M&Ms than green M&Ms? That's math talk. You could have been thinking, if I ate 10 green M&Ms, how many are left? You could have also been thinking, if I put in 5 more red M&Ms, how many will there be? So that is some good math talk. So you're wondering with your math vocabulary. All right, so Jeremiah scooped some M&Ms into his bowl. How many M&Ms does he have? Well, I think I'm still missing some information because I don't know how many he scooped into his spoon. Let's see if they give us some more information. Okay, and they didn't, but that tells us sometimes we can't solve problems without certain numbers in there. All right, let's go on to this. Oh, now they're telling me. Oh, phew. Okay. Jeremiah scooped some M&Ms into his bowl. How many M&Ms does he have? So go ahead, raise your hand, and how many did he put into his bowl? Okay, yes, he put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 M&Ms into his bowl. All right, so let's see what else they're going to ask us to do here. Let's get organized. Oh, phew, let's. How many red ones does he have? Go ahead and raise your hands. Yes, he has 2 red ones. How many green ones does he have? Yes, he has 5 green ones. All right, so let's see how they're going to get organized. Okay, they put the 5 green together just like we talked about. Oh, phew, and the 2 red together. Now, I have a feeling that I know what this author is going to want us to do. They're going to want us to make an addition sentence and add the red ones and the green ones. Who thinks that they can write down the addition sentence and then put it in a different order? That means you're going to be writing 2 addition sentences. Go ahead and pause me. You're adding the red one plus the green one, and then reverse it. Okay, great. So you guys said, hopefully, 2 red plus 5 green equals 7. And then you reversed it and said 5 green plus 2 red makes 7. So 2, oh, look at that, we're so smart. Plus 5 makes 7. All right, so these are called number bonds, and they're showing us that this big number 7 can be made with this smaller number 2 and a smaller number 5. And it kind of makes me think of part, whole, where we talked about that last week, where whole is that big box, the big number, and part are small numbers. And that's the same thing as a number bond, is the 7 is the big number, and these smaller numbers are the parts, and they're going to make that big number. So we're going to be working with that today. And again, it doesn't matter the order that I put my number bond in. What if we change the order? We already know this. 5 and 2. Doesn't matter the order because the numbers stay the same. Absolutely, you're getting it, guys. Super smart. All right, and it makes the number 7. All right, so we're going to go ahead and solve some of these number bonds. Okay, Troy packed 1 water and 3 juice boxes in his cooler. How many drinks did he pack? So the first thing that we need to do is make an equation for that. So we have 1 water bottle and 3 juice boxes. And how many drinks is that? So go ahead, and I want you just to put your equation at the top of your whiteboard and leave the bottom blank to make that number bond. So don't write too big, okay, friends? All right, go ahead and just write the equation first. That's the first step. Great. All right, you guys wrote down 1 plus 3 makes 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're going to make a number bond. And when we do that, we're going to make 1 big circle. And remember, that almost looks like antennas coming out of it a little bit. And then 2 small circles. So I'm going to show you like this. 1 big circle and then 2 small circles. Now, what was my big number out of 1, 3, and 4? What one was the big number? Yes, the 4. So I'm going to put 4 into my big circle. So you guys go ahead and draw that big circle, kind of like an antenna, and 2 small circles, and put the 4 in the big circle. Now, looking at the equation that you already wrote above it, what are the small numbers that we're going to add into our number bond? Go ahead, raise your hand. Yes, we're going to add a 1 and we're going to add a 3 because those numbers, 1 and 3, made our number bond 4. So the 2 small numbers made the big number. All right, let's see if we did it right. Keep those whiteboards open. Don't erase them. Okay, so we have 1 water bottle and we have 3 juice boxes, and that made 4 drinks. We got that. We knew it. Okay, perfect. We're super smart. Now we're going to make that number bond. And they had, okay, 2 little circles, a 1 and a 3. And they have those antenna things. And it made the number 4. We did it, guys. Yay. Kiss our brains. We did it. All right, so let's go ahead. 1 water and 3 juice makes 4 drinks. So I want us to do the same thing for this one. We're going to still write that equation, and then we're going to make our number bond. So this one says, I just need to move my head real quick, that way we can read it. Okay, there are 3 chocolate chip cookies and 1 sugar cookie. Now, if you know me, I love chocolate chip cookies. In the cookie jar. How many cookies are there? So you guys are going to go ahead and solve this equation. So there's 3 chocolate chip cookies and 1 sugar cookie. Go ahead, write that equation and find out how many cookies there are Do that at the top and then leave the bottom empty so we can put our number bond in there. Go ahead, friends. All right, great. You guys should have written down 3 plus 1 equals 4. Okay, so just like I did, 3 chocolate chip plus 1 sugar equals 4. Now we're going to make that number bond. So go ahead and make a big circle, then make your antennas and make 2 small circles. And this time I'm not going to give you any hints. I want you guys to think about what numbers are going to go in what circles all by yourself. Okay, you can do it. Go ahead, pause me. All right, yes, you guys should have said, oh, big number, big circle. Okay, 4 goes into the big one. Little circles, little numbers. 1 is a little number and 3 is a little number. So your number bond should have looked like this. All right, and it's okay. This is our first time ever doing number bonds. It's okay to make that mistake. Okay, we're not gonna get it the first time. Okay, so oh, just like we did, we made that number bond. And they're showing us over here that we can have these numbers in any order. See, they had the 1 first, and now they have the 3 first. They had the 3 second, now they have the 1 second. It still makes 4. So we can put those numbers in any order. It still makes the number 4. Okay, so again, I just need to move my little head. Okay. Jaimi used a number bond to solve the story problem. 1 frog was on a lily pad. 8 more frogs jumped on. How many frogs are on the lily pad? So I don't want you to look at the number bond right now. I want you to solve the problem first. I want you guys to write an equation. So don't look at that number bond at this minute. So there's 1 frog sitting on a lily pad, and then 8 more frogs join him. How many are on the lily pad now? That's what I want you guys to solve. So you're going to write that equation down. Go ahead and pause me so you guys can write that down. Okay, perfect. You should have said there's 1 frog plus 8 frogs equals 9 frogs. So 1, sorry if you don't see me, plus 8 equals 9. So now let's look at for the next direction they want us to do. Do you agree with Jaimi's number bond? Why or why not? That's why I wanted you guys to write this equation first, okay? Now, I want you to make your own number bond under it with these numbers, with the information we know about a big circle and 2 little circles. So I want you guys to try that and then decide, did my number bond look like Jaimi's? And if it does, then you would agree and you would explain. If it doesn't look like Jaimi's, you would say, no, I don't agree, and you would explain. So again, first step, make 1 big circle, make your antennas, and make your 2 little circles. Looking at your equation you just wrote down, I want you to put the numbers where you think they belong. Okay, put your thumb up when you got that done. All right, now you're going to raise your hand to Miss Simonton and say, yes, I agree with Jaimi because da 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 da, or no, I do not agree with Jaimi because da 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 da. So go ahead and pause me so you guys can have these discussions. Okay, so perfect. You guys should have definitely not have been agreeing with Jaimi. That's why I wanted you to make your own equation. Sometimes the author does these things to trick us, and they want to see, are we using our own noggin? Because we know the biggest number goes in the big circle. So 9 should have been where the 1 is. And my little guys, the 1 and the 8 should have been in those little ones down here. Okay? So they kind of tricked us. Do we have the same numbers? Absolutely. But 8 plus 9 does not make 1. 8 plus 9 makes 17. We haven't even talked about those big numbers yet. So that is not correct. And you would say, I disagree with Jaime because the big number 9 should be in the big circle and the small number 8 and 1 should be in the small circles because 8 plus 1 makes 9. So those are the talk that you should have said. So I want you guys to pause me and I want you to practice talking the way I just did. Good. All right. Now you can explain your own thinking. And that's what first grade is all about, explaining our thinking. Oh, look, you were right. The 9 should have been in the big one and the 8 and 1 should have been in the little one. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at this one. We're not going to do anything, so don't touch those markers. Okay? The Smith family has 2 pet fish and 3 dogs. How many pets do they have? The Jackson family has 3 pet fish and 2 cats. How many pets do they have? So if you notice something about these equations that is similar, which means the same, please raise your hand and tell us what you notice that is the same. Okay, yes, you should have noticed that they both have 2 and 2 and 3 and 3. So we should have noticed the numbers, but they're in a different order, right? They had 2 pet fish, they had 3 pet fish. And then over here, 3 dogs and 2 cats. So the same numbers, just in a different order. You're gonna have to really turn those noggins on today, okay, friends? So just like I told you earlier, we're always gonna write an equation, then you will do your number bond, okay? So the first step is to solve this problem, okay? With an equation. 2 pet fish and 3 dogs. How many pets is that? After you've solved your equation, you're going to make your number bond. Then you're going to go look over here, same numbers, but just in a different order. Hint, hint, hint. And I want you to make this number bond. Go ahead and pause me. Okay, so you guys should have said 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then you should have said, okay, number bond, got it. 2 small circles, 1 big circle. My biggest number is 5, so it's going to go in my big circle. And then I have my little numbers 2 and 3 over here. Now, oh, I'm super smart because Miss Wallace told me, hint, hint, hint. Same numbers, just in a different order. But I know, Miss Wallace told me, the big circle gets the biggest number, and 5 is still the biggest number. And then those are my small ones. Okay, so instead of the 2 going first, oh yeah, 3. Instead of the 3 going left, oh yeah, 2. So you guys should have said 2 plus 3 is 5, and then over here, 3 plus 2 is 5. All right, I know that was a lot of work, so I want you guys to rate yourself. 1, I can do this by myself, Miss Wallace. 2, I can do most of it by myself, but I need a little bit of help. Or 3, I need a lot of help, Miss Wallace. So go ahead and show Miss Hamilton what you're thinking. 1, 2, or 3. Go ahead and be honest, please. Yeah, I was thinking mostly 2s. It's kind of the same thing that we've been doing, just a little bit differently. All right, we're going to keep practicing, so don't worry. It's that commutative property. Same thing. And I'm going to read this one, and then I want to read this one. I want you to tell me what is similar about these problems. 1 boy sits at a lunchroom table. 2 girls join him. How many kids are at the lunchroom table? Now look over here. 2 boys sit at a lunchroom table. 1 girl joins them. How many kids are at the lunchroom table? What did you notice about those 2 problems? Okay, yes, they both have 2 and they both have a 1. They're just in a different order. Now with our number bond, we know the biggest number goes in the big circle, and our 2 smaller numbers that make that big number go in the small circles. You guys are going to do this all by yourself using your whiteboard. You're going to draw those two number bonds and solve those problems. Go ahead, friends, and pause me. All right, yes, you guys should have said in the big circle, there's a 3, and then in the small circle, a 1 and a 2, and then reverse it, a 2 and a 1. So you guys should have said, oops, sorry, hope you guys can see that. 1 plus 2 makes 3, and then just 2 plus 1 makes 3. Same numbers, just in a different order. All right. Sorry about that. Let me just try to stop the share. Okay. I know that was a lot of work, and I know you're not going to have to do some good thinking in there. So please continue to do that awesome thinking with Miss Simonton as she does your math assignment with you guys today. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.